development. With that, viewers, we're tracking some further updates from Pakistan. Violent clashes have broken out between police and Islamists in the Pakistani city of Lahore after security forces tried to stop thousands of protesters from leaving for Islamabad, where agitators took out a pro-Gaza rally outside the US embassy. The Tehreek-e-Labbaik has claimed that the corps started firing indiscriminately at the protesters, killing 11 of its members and injuring over 50. The protests, which began on Thursday against the widespread devastation in Gaza and the death toll exceeding 65,000, intensified today as police resorted to firing tear gas and baton-charged agitators at multiple locations. The protesters responded by throwing stones at the police. Shifting focus to more developments, this time from Sudan. A paramilitary drone strike has killed at least 30 people at a displacement shelter in the besieged city of El Fasher in Western Sudan. The Resistance Committee for El Fasher has stated that the Rapid Support Forces, which has been at war with the army since April 2023, hit the Dar al-Akram displacement center on the grounds of a university. Now, the committee has stated that the bodies of those who've lost their lives remain trapped in underground shelters, describing what's taken place as a massacre. They've also called on the international community to intervene. Remember, last month itself, a drone strike in El Fasher killed at least 75 people in a mosque. The conflict has displaced millions and pushed nearly 25 million people into severe hunger, with tens of thousands killed and many unable to access medical care. With us on the broadcast is Mr. Desmond Majikodunmi, political activist, joining us from Lagos in Nigeria. Thank you so much for taking our time and speaking to us. We've been seeing certain strikes taking place, whether in mosques, whether in displacement camps, or even market areas in El Fasher, which is the capital of North Darfur. The RSF has been carrying out these strikes. It's at odds with the army in Sudan. What exactly is happening? Where is this headed next? Of course, the bloodshed continues increasing. People are suffering. There's a famine in place as well. It's a dire humanitarian situation.
It is indeed an extremely dire situation, and it grieves one's heart and soul to see human beings perpetrating this type of horrendous activity against each other. And Sudan has not really been seen very much on the global level, but it's been going on along there. And the figures that you had just read out, 35 million people suffering from
All right, so we'll try to get your connection sorted. There is a slight issue. I'll come back to you. But speaking of the statistics, according to the World Health Organization, there are 40,000 people who've lost their lives since this fight between the RSF and the military erupted in 2023. The World Food Programme states that nearly 25 million people are suffering from acute food shortage. They are food insecure. And in the meantime, 12 million others have been displaced. El Fasher is, of course, the military's last stronghold in the sprawling Darfur region. Fighting between the two sides has intensified in recent months, and hundreds of civilians were killed in the RSF attacks in the area ever since the 10th of April. This according to a report by the UN Human Rights Office of the High Commissioner. In fact, some areas in Darfur currently face a dire situation, impacting people's access to healthcare and clean water as well. There are reported cholera cases that have now come to light. These cases are now increasing, and there are more than 3,000 people across all of Sudan who've died from this illness over the last 14 months of the civil war. The current outbreak of the bacterial infection caused by contaminated food or water has in fact spread to 18 states in the war-torn country after it was declared an outbreak since July of last year. All of this is information according to the WHO. Both warring sides have been accused of committing atrocities including ethnic cleansing, extrajudicial killings, sexual violence against civilians including children as well. All right, viewers, we of course have had trouble connecting